all-night society. I met a guy on a dating app. His name was David. His profile looked normal. He liked hiking, and he had a golden retriever. We talked for 2 weeks. He seemed nice. He was funny, and he always texted back fast. We decided to meet on a Saturday. We chose a coffee shop called the Daily Grind. It is a busy place on a main street. I thought it was a safe spot for a first date. I got there at 10 a.m. I ordered a medium latte. It cost $5. I sat at a small table near the window. I watched the cars go by. 5 minutes later, David walked in. He looked like his photos. He wore a red flannel shirt and jeans. He waved at me and sat down. He did not buy a drink. He said he was not thirsty. "It is good to finally meet you," he said. His voice was very quiet. He stared at me. He did not look at his phone. He did not look around the room. He just looked at my eyes. It felt a bit strange. We talked for 20 minutes. I told him about my job at the library. He nodded a lot. Then he said something weird. "I like your blue curtains," he said. I stopped drinking my coffee. I have blue curtains in my bedroom, but I never told him that. I never posted a photo of my bedroom online. "How do you know about my curtains?" I asked. He smiled. He had very white teeth. "You told me," he said. "No, I didn't," I said. My heart started to beat fast. "Maybe I saw them when I was walking by," he said. He said it like it was a joke, but he wasn't laughing. I felt cold. "I live on the 3rd floor. You cannot see my curtains from the sidewalk unless you are looking very hard." I looked at my watch. "I have to go," I said. "I forgot I have lunch with my mom." I stood up. He stood up too. He was much taller than I thought. He moved closer to me. The table was between us, but he leaned over it. "Don't go yet," he said. "I like your hair today. It looks better than it did yesterday morning." Yesterday morning, I spent the whole time in my kitchen. I was alone. I felt a chill go down my back. I grabbed my purse. "Goodbye, David," I said. I walked out of the coffee shop. I walked fast. I did not go to my car. My car was parked in a side street. It was too quiet there. I stayed on the busy sidewalk. I looked back. He was coming out of the shop. He was not running. He was just walking. He kept his eyes on me. I ducked into a large grocery store. I went to the back, near the milk. I hid behind a tall shelf of cereal. My hands were shaking. I waited for 10 minutes. I thought I was safe. My phone buzzed in my bag. It was a text message. It was from David. The message said, "You forgot your umbrella at the table. Do not worry. I will bring it to your apartment. I am already in your parking lot. I did not have an umbrella at the table." I realized he just wanted me to know where he was. I called the police. They came to my apartment complex. They found a man sitting in a dark car in the corner of the lot. When he saw the police, he drove away fast. They did not catch him. That night, I checked my windows. I saw a small smudge on the glass of my kitchen window. It was a fingerprint. It was on the outside. I deleted the app. I moved to a new apartment the next month. I still don't use blue curtains. I keep the blinds closed all the time now. I matched with a guy named Mike on Tinder. His profile was normal. He had 3 photos. In one, he was hiking. In another, he was holding a golden retriever. He told me he was an electrician. He seemed nice. We agreed to meet at a grocery store parking lot. It was a Tuesday night. He said he was finishing a late shift nearby. We were going to meet there and then go get a drink at a bar down the street. I arrived at 8:30 p.m. The parking lot was half empty. The big street lights made everything look orange. I parked my car near the front of the store. Mike texted me. I am in the back of the lot, near the recycling bins. My truck is making a weird noise. Can you come here? I felt a little nervous, but I thought maybe he just needs help. I drove my car to the back of the lot. It was much darker there. The lights were flickering. I saw a white van. It was not a truck. Mike was standing next to it. He was wearing a dark hoodie. He looked different than his photos. He was thinner, and his face looked tired. I rolled down my window just an inch. "Hey," I said, "are you Mike?" He nodded. He didn't smile. "Yeah, sorry about the van. It's a work vehicle. I think the back door is stuck. Can you help me pull it?" I looked at the van. There were no windows on the sides. It was very dirty. "I don't know much about cars," I said. "Just hold the handle while I push," he said. He took a step toward my car. I stayed in my car. I didn't turn off the engine. I noticed something on the ground. There were pieces of gray duct tape near his shoes. My stomach felt tight. "I think we should just go to the bar," I said. "You can fix it later." He stopped walking. He looked at the store, then he looked back at me. His eyes were very wide. "It will only take a second," he said. His voice was flat. He reached out and tried to pull my door handle. My door was locked. He pulled it hard. The car shook. "Open the door," he said. He wasn't being nice anymore. I looked past him into the front seat of his van. I saw a pair of heavy plastic zip ties hanging from the mirror. I also saw a roll of black trash bags on the passenger seat. I didn't say anything. I put my car in reverse. "Wait," he yelled. He ran to the front of my car. He tried to jump on the hood. I hit the gas. I drove backward very fast. I heard his shoes scraping on the pavement. I turned the wheel and drove toward the exit. I didn't stop at the red light. I just drove. When I got home, I blocked him. I deleted my Tinder account. 2 days later, I saw a news report. They were looking for a man in a white van in that area. I still think about the zip ties. I think about why he wanted me to help with the back door. I don't go to that grocery store anymore. I met a guy on a dating app. His name was Mark. He looked normal in his pictures. He had a blue shirt and a nice smile. We talked for a week. He seemed kind. He asked me to come over for a movie. I said yes. It was a Friday night. I took an Uber to his apartment. The building was old. The hallway smelled like old food and cleaning spray. I found his door. It was number 4C. I knocked. Mark opened the door. He looked just like his photos. He was wearing jeans and a black t-shirt. He smiled and told me to come in. The apartment was very clean. There was a small couch and a TV. There were no pictures on the walls. "Do you want a drink?" he asked. "Just water," I said. He went into the kitchen. I sat on the couch. It was very quiet. I could hear him moving glass around. I looked at the coffee table. There was a bowl of keys. There were at least 20 sets of keys in the bowl. That felt strange for a guy who lived alone. Mark came back with my water. He sat very close to me. He didn't turn on the TV. He just looked at me. "Is your water okay?" he asked. I took a small sip. It tasted a bit bitter. I put it down. "So what movie are we watching?" I asked. He didn't answer. He just kept looking at me. He didn't blink much. Then he asked, "Did you tell anyone you were coming here?" I felt a chill. I lied. "Yes. My sister has my location on her phone. She is waiting for me to text her." Mark's smile changed. It wasn't a nice smile anymore. It was flat. He stood up and went to the front door. I thought he was letting me leave. Instead, he turned the deadbolt. Then he turned a second lock I hadn't seen before. Then he put the key in his pocket. "I think the neighbor is loud," he said. "I like to keep the noise out." My heart started to beat very fast. My hands were shaking. I looked around the room. I saw his phone on the table. It lit up with a text message. I could see the preview. It said, "Is she in yet?" The message was from a contact named Apartment 4D. 4D was the neighbor. I heard a soft sound. It came from the bedroom behind me. It sounded like a footstep. Then I heard the floorboard creak. Mark saw me look at the bedroom door. He stepped in front of it. "Stay on the couch," he said. His voice was very quiet now. I didn't think, I just acted. I grabbed my heavy purse. I stood up and ran for the kitchen. There was a small door there. I thought it was a pantry. I opened it. It was a back exit leading to a fire escape. "Hey," Mark yelled. I heard him running behind me. I pushed the door open. It was heavy. I scrambled onto the metal stairs. It was cold and raining. I ran down the stairs as fast as I could. My foot slipped once, but I didn't stop. I reached the ground and ran toward the street. I didn't look back. I found a gas station 2 blocks away. I went inside and told the clerk to call the police. I watched the door of the gas station. I was shaking. When the police came, they went to the apartment. They told me later that the front door was locked from the outside when they got there. The apartment was empty. Mark was gone. The man in 4D was also gone. The police found my water glass on the table. It had a high dose of a sleeping drug in it. I deleted the app that night. I still don't go on dates at people's houses. I stay in public places now. I still wonder who was in the bedroom. I wonder what would have happened if I drank the whole glass. I met a guy on Tinder. His name was Lucas. He looked normal in his photos. He had a dog and a nice smile. We talked for a week. He seemed funny. We planned to meet at a bar downtown on a Friday. It was raining. Lucas texted me. He said he was already in an Uber. He said he was driving past my apartment. He asked if I wanted to get in. He said it would save me money and time. I thought about it for a minute. I usually don't do that. But it was cold, and I didn't want to wait for my own ride. I said okay. A silver car pulled up 5 minutes later. I ran out in the rain. I opened the back door and jumped in. Lucas was sitting there. He looked different. He was much thinner than his photos. His hair was messy. He didn't smile at me. He just looked at me. "Hi," I said. I was out of breath. "Hi," he said. His voice was very quiet. I sat down and buckled my seatbelt. The car smelled like old fast food and cigarettes. There was a tangled phone charger on the floor. The driver was a man in a gray hoodie. He didn't say hello. He didn't even look in the mirror. We started moving. I looked at the screen on the dashboard. It didn't look like the Uber app. It was just a map with a red line. "Is the bar far?" I asked. Lucas didn't answer. He was staring at my neck. "Lucas," I said. "We are going to a better place," he said. I looked out the window. We were supposed to turn left for downtown. The driver turned right. We were heading toward the highway. "Wait, the bar is the other way," I said. I looked at the driver. "Excuse me, you missed the turn." The driver said nothing. He drove faster. I felt a cold knot in my stomach. I reached for the door handle. I pulled it. It didn't open. I pulled it again, harder. "It won't work," Lucas said. "The child locks are on." He wasn't acting shy anymore. He leaned toward me. He reached out and touched my hair. His hand was shaking. I pulled my phone out of my purse. I wanted to call 911. Lucas grabbed my wrist. He was very strong. He squeezed until it hurt. "Put that away," he whispered. I looked at the driver again. I saw his face in the side mirror. He was smiling. It wasn't an Uber. Lucas and this man were working together. We were on the highway now. There were fewer cars. It was dark. I knew I had to do something. If we got off the highway, I was dead. I didn't think, I just acted. I took my heavy purse and swung it at the driver's head. I hit him hard. He yelled and the car swerved. Lucas grabbed my throat. He was screaming at me. I kicked him in the shin with my heel. I grabbed the steering wheel from the back seat and pulled it hard to the right. The car hit the metal guardrail. The sound was like a bomb going off. The airbags deployed. Everything was white and loud. The car stopped. Smoke was everywhere. The driver was slumped over. Lucas was coughing and clutching his chest. I tried my door again. Still locked. I crawled over the center console to the front passenger seat. That door was crushed, but the window was broken. I climbed through the broken glass. I didn't feel the cuts. I fell onto the wet pavement and ran. I ran across the highway lanes. Cars honked at me. I didn't stop until I reached a bright gas station. I ran inside and screamed for help. The police came. They found the car. It was empty. The men had run into the woods before the cops arrived. I still have a scar on my arm from the glass. I deleted all my dating apps. I never get into a car if I don't see the driver's face first. I don't trust normal anymore.